Hi, I'm Mark and I'm passionate about English, and in today's mini lesson I'm going to give you a little taster of what's going to be in each lesson in each course. So the first course will be available the 1st of September. Well, actually that's a Sunday, so it might be not till the 2nd of September, a Monday. And as I've explained before in various mini lessons, there will be 4 lessons in each course, and each lesson will be about 3 hours, and each lesson will also have lots of different sections. So I'm going to give you an example of what will be in one of the lessons, and then the second course will be available from the 1st of October, then the 1st of November, and so on. But of course you can sign up to them anytime. You don't have to do it on that day. Okay, so a magazine Lynn and I both enjoy very much is called Psychologies, and they've got a very good website which I believe you can find questionnaires on. I'll put the website at the bottom. And so we're going to do a questionnaire, and it's kind of to do with self-improvement, becoming a better person, a happier person, a healthier person, and so on, which I guess, Lynn, we're kind of interested in.
Yes. we're striving.
Striving, yeah. Trying our hardest to be a better person.
That's right.
So I'm going to ask Lynn 12 questions, and she's going to write down A, B or C, whichever her answer is. And if you want to do this as well, you just need to get a piece of paper and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you just write down your choice when I give you the 3 choices, whether it's A, B or C, and then at the end I'll tell you what it means.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the title of this questionnaire is "What's Stopping You from Being Your Best Self?"
Okay.
And well, what is?
What is? Well, hopefully we'll find out.
Okay. So, underneath the title it says, lots of things might be holding you back. Internal conflict, giving things up when you didn't want to, unsatisfactory compromises. If you can identify the signs of inner discord, you can start to understand their causes and find a better way of being.
It sounds great.
It does sound
really
great.
Good, yeah.
Okay, so the first question. A friend, I'm going to take my glasses off, I think. A friend tells you that another friend has been talking about you behind your back.
Right.
Okay, and you bump into the friend in question a few days later.
Uh-huh.
So just to explain a few things, behind your back means not in front of you.
That's right, yeah. Just
so you're not
the
there,
two of them. Yeah.
And when you bump into someone,
it means you meet them unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly,
yeah,
exactly. So what do you do when you bump into this friend that's
been talking about you?
A friend tells you that another friend has been talking about you. It's not actually clear which friend, but we'll understand from the choices.
Okay.
No, it's the friend that's been talking about you.
Right.
So what do you do? A, pretend nothing is wrong, even though you're upset.
Mm-hmm.
B, notice that they behave as if nothing's amiss. You must have taken what they said the wrong way. Nothing's amiss means nothing's wrong. Or C, you are cold towards them and take the opportunity to remind them about what friendship really is.
Right, so
shall I go through them again quickly?
Yeah, please.
Pretend nothing is wrong, even though you're upset, A.
Yeah.
B, notice that they behave as if nothing's amiss. You must have misunderstood.
Got it wrong, yeah.
Or C, you are cold towards them and you remind them what friendship is.
Okay, I would go for A.
Okay, so you write down A. And what do you choose? A, B or C? Number 2, your teenager is going out all the time and getting bad marks at school.
Right.
Now
I have 2 sons. They're not teenagers, they're a little bit older than that, but I can remember.
Okay. How do you set them back on track? Okay, back on track means
back to doing good things, back on the right track.
Yeah, so not going out so much and getting good marks at school.
Yeah.
So, how do you get them back on track? A, you ask them how they think things are going.
Yeah.
B, you take advice from a professional, such as a psychologist or a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Or C, you tell your partner to sort them out, or your husband.
Again, I would say A.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You ask them how they think things are going.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that we could say that's a bit of a
soft approach.
softly.
Yes, yeah.
So not avoiding confrontation, and maybe that is often the best way. 3, you're at a dinner party where the food is a disaster.
Right.
What
So it's not very good.
Awful.
Awful, yeah.
Your host is upset. You respond by A, complimenting her on the table settings.
Right. Table settings means the way she lays the table. Maybe she's got some nice flowers or candles.
Yeah.
Or
so you're not
whatever.
talking about the food, you're talking about the other things,
Right, okay.
to make her feel better. B, you start a lively conversation as a distraction from the food.
Right, yeah.
So again, you're trying to make her talk about other things. Or C, you ask her to make something else for you.
I would say B.
B,
B.
you start a lively
Yes,
conversation to avoid talking about the food. Okay.
Yeah.
4, this is at work. Since your promotion, your boss has tried divide and rule tactics, turning your colleagues against you.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bit difficult to explain, isn't it?
Yes.
So some leaders or kings or bosses, they try and put people against each other so that they don't go against you, really, isn't it?
Right. What, go against the boss?
Yeah.
I think.
So that if people...
So they toe the lines, sort of.
No, if for example, like I can think of in the past, kings, they would try and make sure that the lords or people didn't get on very well with them, so that they didn't conspire to go against the king.
Right,
Yeah.
I understand,
So divide and rule.
Yes, yeah.
So since your promotion, your boss has tried divide and rule tactics, turning your colleagues against you. What do? A, try to please everyone, from your boss to your colleagues, so everyone.
Yeah.
B, daren't try any new initiatives. Or C, try to send reassuring messages to your colleagues regarding your intentions.
I think I would go with C for that one.
Try to send reassuring messages to your colleagues regarding your intentions. Okay,
Yes.
we'll put the C down. And what would you put? I think this is actually a little bit difficult to understand, this one.
Yeah.
But
rather, yeah.
Okay, 5. You're furious. Furious?
Furious is angry.
Very angry, isn't it? What do you do to try and calm yourself down? A, talk to a friend about what has made you angry, made you upset. B, trust that you'll feel better soon, or believe that you'll feel better soon.
But it will pass.
Or C, allow yourself to be angry.
Now, that's a difficult one, because it's a little bit of both in a way. You know, allow myself to be angry is a good thing, I think. But what was A again?
A is talk to a friend about what has made you angry.
And I would probably do that as well. So maybe I would say A.
A is...
Yeah, even though in a way I feel C.
Yeah,
is-
but you
is
have
the
to
good
choose
thing to
one.
do.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
The one which is
Yeah, more.
stronger.
Yes.
Okay, and what would you do? Okay, number 6. Which of the following do you think you could never do?
Right.
Okay. A, speak in front of a hostile crowd. Okay, hostile means they are not very friendly towards you.
Yeah.
B, travel around the world on your own. Well, you did that
Yes.
a bit.
Yes.
Or C, jack everything in and start again. Jack everything in means stop.
Stop doing what you're doing
Yeah.
and do something that you really want to do.
Okay, so which of those
A.
3 do you think you could... Okay.
Could never do.
Speak in
Is
front
A.
of a... Well, even speak in front of a friendly crowd is...
Yes, would be difficult for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7. Which of these personality types would make you most fearful or most scared? A, a stirrer who is brimming over with aggression. Ooh.
Right.
A stirrer is someone who makes trouble, isn't
Makes
it?
trouble, yes, yeah. Troublemaker.
B,
Yeah.
someone manipulative.
Yeah.
Or C, someone who asks probing questions or deep questions and won't take no for an answer.
I think B, someone who is manipulative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not doing this because it's difficult to hold the paper and the microphone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably choose that one too. Okay. Number 8. You're on holiday. Which of the following would ruin your holiday? Okay, so A, tension or friction with friends or family.
Yeah.
B, an invitation that disrupts your plans. Or C, constant impromptu visits from friends. Impromptu is unexpected, isn't it?
Yeah. A.
A, tension or friction with friends.
Yes. There seems to
Or
be
family.
a pattern emerging.
Well,
here.
that's, I guess, what probably should happen.
Yes.
Because if the A, B, and C are equally balanced, then of course it's not so
Yes,
easy
it's
to
not so,
give
clear.
you. Yeah. So number 9, you walk into a room and everyone falls silent. So everyone stops talking.
Right.
What do you do? A, you don't care as long as no one actually confronts you about anything.
Mm-hmm.
B, assume you have made some sort of, well, it's a French couple of words, faux pas,
I
or
thought you were gonna
it's like
say
a
that.
mistake,
Yeah.
or something you did very wrong. Or C, understand that every group needs one person others are suspicious of.
B.
Assume you've done something
Yeah.
terrible. Okay. Okay,
Well,
for me,
you know, the A was. What was the A again?
you
I
don't
didn't
care
quite-
as long as no one actually confronts you about anything.
Right. It's a sort of. I can't make my mind up on that one, but I'm going for B.
Okay. I think I would go more for A there, but anyway.
Right.
Number 10, if you could offer your younger self just one piece of advice, what would it be? So that's like saying if Lynn had, or she could go back in time
Yes.
and give some advice to herself, it's better to talk about things than bottle them up.
Right.
Bottle them up means,
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And not confront the situation.
yeah, keep things inside, which often
Yeah.
cause stress and even cancer.
Yes.
B, mistakes aren't all bad because you learn from them.
Yeah.
C, you can turn your weaknesses into strengths.
Right. Again, I want to say all three in a way. But I think. What was A again? Sorry.
A is it's better to talk about things than bottle them up.
I think I would go with A.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, as I know you quite well, you do sometimes bottle
Yes.
things up, don't
Yes. Yeah.
you? Which is not good.
So that would be a good lesson for me and a good piece of advice.
Okay, 11. How do you deal with constructive criticism? So, hang on, we better explain constructive criticism.
Right. As opposed to just criticism, constructive criticism is when someone is trying to actually help you
Yeah.
and trying to point out things that you could improve on.
So if someone said to me, Mark, your mini lessons are rubbish, this would be criticism.
Yes.
But if they said, Mark,
I think you should do it this way or that way, or I think it would be better if.
yeah, so they're
you-
trying to help me.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right, so how do you deal with constructive criticism? A, bravely and swiftly. Swiftly means quickly. B, competently, but without engaging in the detail. Competently means with skill, I guess. or
Skill,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Or C, confidently, but humbly. Humbly means not arrogance, or yeah, you kind of accept and listen, don't you?
Yes, yes. I'm actually not very good with criticism, even if it's constructive. I'll hold my hands up to that. So, I'm sorry, what was A
Okay,
again?
A is bravely and swiftly. B,
I think I would have to perhaps say that, because
Okay.
I would want it over and done with. I would,
Okay.
Yes, so
All
another A.
All right, and number 12, the last one. In the street one day, or in a street one day, you witness someone verbally abusing an elderly person. Oh, let's explain. Elderly means old.
Yeah.
Verbally abusing.
It's speaking. It's and abusing is something that's really quite bad. They're obviously shouting some horrible words to them, saying something really, really nasty, not nice.
So it could be, for example, I'm just thinking, okay, it's not exactly in the street, but maybe an old man is getting off the bus.
Yes.
And he's taking a long time.
Yeah.
And you start saying, hurry
For
up.
goodness sake, hurry up, and it's nasty because the old man can't help that he has to take a long time.
All right, so the three choices are: A, you comfort the victim or the old person; B, you don't intervene or you don't get involved in case you make things worse;
Right.
or C, you get involved, taking the side of the elderly victim. So
It's got to be another A.
a pattern emerging.
Yes.
All right, now let me find the answer. So you total up your A's, your B's and C's, and they should add up to 12. So this section now says what your score says about you. 8. Okay, so 8 A's, 3 B's and 1 C. So Lynn is mostly A. All right, so let me take the glasses off again.
That's where I learn the truth.
Okay, so it's quite long this, but I will summarise a little bit. So for you, you shy away from confrontation.
Yes. Yeah.
You avoid it.
Yeah.
Why? Okay,
Lack of confidence.
it says a lack of self-confidence.
Right.
So if you sense a bad atmosphere, you run as fast as you can in the other direction. You don't like heated discussions or debates, but people like to have you around for your ability to put things into perspective and diplomacy. Okay, and it says okay, I will read it all. I just need to watch the red button because the camera switches off a bit sometimes. That's great, but these noble qualities come at a price, your own inner peace. You end up burdened both by emotions of your own that you haven't dealt with and other people's problems. So as not to let your own feelings get the better of you, you bury them. You treat them as less important than other people's, but they will eat away at you. They're powerful because you're afraid of them. You're afraid of losing people's affection, of being abandoned. Think back to your past to work out where these fears came from. Was family life emotionally or physically violent? Did arguments or disagreements become aggressive? A deep feeling of guilt with its roots in childhood can explain why some people shy away from even healthy debate. Do you think that's true about your childhood at all?
No, I don't think that's... No. Not at all, but I do agree with what it's saying because I actually don't like an atmosphere. I don't like confrontation.
So where do you think the fears come from then?
I don't know. It's perhaps I should at my age, but no. I mean, I had a very good childhood. Very happy.
Actually,
although I was kept in the background a little bit because I was brought up in a guest house.
Yeah.
And I always had to be good on my best behaviour.
Ah, yeah.
So I was.
You had to avoid confrontation.
Yes.
Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I always was very much on my best behaviour.
Yeah.
So
you couldn't be yourself.
Not really.
No.
Sometimes I feel like I wasn't a child in a way, and also I had 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
So quite a bit older than me. So I was a little bit like an only child, I suppose.
Okay, so the suggestion to move forward or to become a better person is try self-affirmation.
Right.
Try carrying something out without seeking permission from friends or family. For example, this weekend, take an afternoon all to yourself just to rest. Well, you do that. Change the way you respond to requests. For example, you could say, I can't let you know straight away. I need to think about it first.
Right.
If you find yourself in a discussion with someone who takes an aggressive or insulting tone, nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud, another idiom, which means deal with it quickly.
Yeah. But explain that you will talk to them about it again when they are able to speak to you with the respect you deserve.
Right. Okay. Good advice.
Good advice. Let me just have a look at the camera, see that the red button is still on. It is. So if you are mostly B, you find it difficult to engage. Why? Because you lack self-knowledge. You deliberate, seek advice, go back on what you decide and go back on your word. Not because you don't know what you want, but because you aren't sure it's what you should want. Yeah. So when you get what you want, it's usually by chance or due to external factors. You feel great when there's a good atmosphere or when the weather's fine or when you've just been promoted. But when it's up to you to get a project going or take a position in an argument, you're all at sea.
All at sea means you're not confident.
Panic.
Panic.
Yeah, we had that in a mini lesson in July. Your fear of doing the wrong thing, of failing to seize an opportunity, is due in large part to ignorance of who you are. That's why you don't always know what would be good for you or what would make you happy. Mm-hmm. You'd rather leave things to chance than argue for something because it's best for you. This is why you don't feel in control. The lack of engagement with your desires could have its roots in your past. Perhaps your mother was emotionally distant. Perhaps your upbringing was strict and you were encouraged to conform. Conform is like be like other people. If so, your individual character was probably overlooked and you may have felt invisible. To move forward or to become a better person, try to identify or list the times in your life when you have felt happy, and then try to find out what those times have in common. Next, put together a profile of yourself that you can use to check that what you are saying or doing chimes with what you need. You could also try to wean yourself off seeking the opinion of others when making decisions, or at least try to go your own way now and then.
Right. Wean yourself off is something that perhaps people wouldn't know about. It's like a baby when they're coming off milk and going on to solids.
Yeah.
It's coming off something.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will now do the if you had mostly C's, and I can guess that some of you will find a lot of this quite difficult. In the actual course, I will explain a lot of it, but because this is a mini lesson, I'm not going to do that now. But again, if you may understand 20% of it or 40%, and if you listen again, you'll understand more. Okay, just one more time, I'm going to check the red button. Okay, fingers crossed it doesn't stop. Okay, you're too hard on yourself. This is mostly C answers. Why? Your inner voice undermines you. On one hand, you are strongly attached to your beliefs. On the other, there is a voice in your head that stamps out or bottles up anything that it thinks is inappropriate, extreme, or bad. This means you're always fighting your subconscious. It could also mean that you have a tendency to hold grudges against people or act in a confrontational way with them over things that they might not know are a problem. It's as if you're angry with them for not allowing you to be yourself, which isn't the case, and you know it. You find it difficult to find inner peace because you're always trying, subconsciously or consciously, to be faithful to a certain image you have of yourself. This internal conflict results in battles between the person you allow other people to see and the person you are inside. You feel inhibited because you worry what other people are saying about you. There could be several reasons for this self-censorship. Perhaps your parents' expectations for you were too hard to live up to. If your parents have expectations?
Yes, it's to do with how you are in the world, exams, that sort of thing. If they have an idea For instance, you want to be a doctor, they
Yeah.
want you to be a doctor or do well, then that's their expectations. It's not your
Not
expectation.
yours. Yeah, exactly. And they can be very hard to live
Yeah,
up to.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
to meet or
Yes, yeah,
to do what they want.
that's right.
Yeah. Perhaps when you were growing up, you were under particular pressure to perform well at school or at sport. Okay, so if this is true for you, because in a way, all three are sort of sounding a bit negative, aren't they? But it's saying if you feel this is very true for you, the way to move forward, the first step is to give your critical inner voice a name and a face. Is it a parent, a grandparent, a teacher? Personifying it will minimize its power over you. The next stage is to look into the sort of conflict you feel when you want or desire something. For example, you want to turn down an invitation from a friend, but your inner voice says, you shouldn't let them down. That's not nice. Ask in what way it isn't nice. Play devil's advocate. In the end, you'll be able to make a decision based on facts and reasonable arguments. Okay, so you know what I'm going to ask you?
What is devil's advocate? You see, we're on the same wavelength.
Well, and actually, I explained this in another mini lesson, and maybe not so many in this questionnaire, but very often when I'm reading something or watching TV, those same idioms and phrasal verbs are here. Okay.
Devil's advocate is, oh gosh, it's a difficult one to explain actually.
Yeah, it is.
The devil is as opposed to an angel, for
Yeah.
instance. An advocate means friend, I suppose, sort of.
Well, don't
not
worry
really.
about that.
No.
But the meaning of devil's advocate. So.
I think your explanation might be better than mine on this one.
Okay, so if Lynn says something and I kind of agree with her, but I want her to make her think more deeply or
Right.
more clearly about it, I might say, Lynn, that's not true.
Yeah.
So I kind of take the opposite position to
Goad me into.
goad you, provoke you, or just make you think more about what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's the end of this mini lesson, and that's, as I said, a taster of what sort of things will be in the course. There'll be songs, looking at the lyrics of songs, pronunciation, slang, naughty words, of course, more interviews, idioms, as I said. So, yeah, and as I also just said, don't worry if you found a lot of this quite difficult. In the actual courses, I will explain things in much more detail. Lynn, thank you very, very much again.
That's all right. I enjoyed it.
And I hope...
I hope I can take some advice.
what's it called?
Advice.
What's stopping you from being your best?
Yeah.
So I hope you can now become...
My best self. I'm sure I can. With your help.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.